Okay, here's some program design. Here's what we got going on inside the gym. We've been doing this for a couple weeks. We rotate our workouts here kind of monthly. The 2-week mini cycle gets applied as the athletes need to change. So some athletes only get 1 day a week in. So if I change their workouts too soon, then they haven't really developed the skill. So quite often I won't change it every 2, I'll change it every 4, but within that 4-week, say block, I will make modifications in real time based on the athletes that are here. If not, I will often program them already in that 1 month block. And I'll discuss in a minute here, but let's look at what we got. So for this workout, right, this would take place after our stretch that we do in the beginning, then our group athletic warm-up, and then we would attack these workouts. So the workouts always start with some type of explosive power, speed drill, or I will also sneak in a little bit of extra conditioning in the beginning. So this is the prep. So we're gonna do our warm-up, which has movement prep and skill prep in it, and then we do prep that's individualized for each workout, okay? So this particular workout, we are going to start with 4 sets of 3 weighted box jumps. If our athletes cannot perform a good box jump where they could use weight, we would just lower the box and do no weight. And if they're not good for box jumps at all, we're going to work on squat jumps. And if the squat jumps aren't there, we're kind of sticking really to the basics and just doing these sleds and lunges and potential body weight squats or body weight squats on a box to kind of help build that skill. But talking an athlete that is prepared, ready, and able to crush the workout, that's what these are designed for. Then they get modified, either regressed down or sometimes even progressed up, depending on the athlete's training age, skill, and strength. So as is, an athlete that's ready to go to crush this, here's what it would look like. They would do box jumps. Oftentimes we progress up in weight. So the first set with 10 pounds, then the next set with 5-pound jumps. So we'll go 15 pounds, 20, 25 pounds, right? On a medium height box, maybe a 24-inch box. And we're coupling that with a sled push for speed. So we're keeping the weight on the sled low and we're going as fast as we can. So we're gonna do 1 set, arms extended. Oftentimes I'll say on the next set, let's keep our arms in close to the handles. So we're having a small change in the workout itself. All right, so 4 rounds of that. The break between, so we go here, immediately to here, and then I tell them the rest till they feel good. Let their heart rate come down a little bit, but don't get completely relaxed. They should still be in the zone of working out. So the heart rate's still up a little bit, but not accelerated. And then over here, we're going carries. 3 sets, 150 foot. The turf in here is 50 foot long. So, we'll do 150 foot, 3 laps. I'm writing any carry because that gives me the freedom to teach newer athletes different carries. So if I just wrote say farmer carry, then they're kind of only doing the 1. So if it's a newer athlete, that gives me the opportunity. They can work on the board, but then I can teach them multiple different carries, such as slam ball zercher carry. Sometimes we'll put slam ball on the shoulder. Sometimes we'll do just a goblet carry, just so they're holding it out in front because they haven't learned the skill of a rack carry. But if they know a rack carry, 1-arm rack carry, 2-arm rack carry, zercher carry with a slam ball, heavy dumbbells, dumbbells with fat grips, heavy kettlebells, sandbags in all different positions. So we are mixing it up. Kegs, right? I prefer an athlete that's been here for a long time to not make that 1 carry for all 3 sets for the sake of variety. So maybe week 1, they'll just do, say, dumbbells for 3 sets. But by week 2, they want some kind of change. So I'll say do 3 different 150 foot carries. So a keg, a slam ball, and heavy dumbbells. So they mix that up. We use all those different variations. The 150 foot is a good distance. It's not super heavy because it's kind of longer than say a 50 foot carry. But I like to put them first often because that allows us to use a heavier weight than if it was further down the workout. So it's kind of the main part of the workout is that weighted carry, that weighted conditioning. All right, then moving down, we have split squats. So we're doing single leg squats. Sometimes they're Bulgarian, sometimes they're not. Last month, I had my athletes doing Bulgarian split squats. So instead of Bulgarian split squats, I just wrote regular split squats. And if an athlete knows the Bulgarian split squat and starts doing it, that's cool. If they just stay regular split squats, that's awesome too. We will do them weighted We'll do them non-weighted, so it could be a safety bar, it could be in a Zercher position with a bar, with a slam ball, with dumbbells at the side, dumbbell here in the rack, or kettlebell in the rack, dumbbell overhead. So we mix that up as well. There's so much like variety in here. So some of our athletes like really know a lot of different exercises, and I kind of either tell them the ones to do based on how they're moving, or they just like know like, hey, I'm going to make a change, and they're very good at making those changes. That's like the beauty of having athletes with you for a long period of time. So I don't always specify the exact way to weight something. I let them kind of have that freedom of choice. So 3 sets, 5 per leg, coupled with an upright row. So that allows us to kind of attack the lower and then put some focus on the upper back. So I'm almost like sneaking in that upper back work with a lower exercise. So the upper back work helps us develop the lower stuff, right? So a strong upper back actually does build the squats and the deadlifts and just like a better overall stature. So 10 reps keeps us from going too heavy. So we're often using a moderate weight kettlebell and just focusing on elbows high and controlling the weight to really concentrate, similar to like bodybuilding style tempo on that one. Then here is a body weight circuit. I like to put body weight in all the stuff. I've learned to use body weight. This certification has made a big emphasis on using body weight. So I make sure to incorporate body weight work. So feet elevated push-up, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, coupled with a recline row and a squat jump. So 10 of each, 8 of each, all the way down. If an athlete can't do a feet elevated push-up, they're going regular. If they can't do a regular push-up, I will oftentimes just lower the ground or raise the ground a little bit, meaning put a board down, similar to like a board bench press, but we're using it almost as a handicap just so they can get used to fully bending their arms to a point that they have to stop at, instead of kind of like doing half a push-up. It's a full push-up, just it's not all the way down due to me lifting the ground. And then over time, I find this to be very helpful. We'll do like a 3 board, and then next thing you know, they can do a 2 board, and the next thing you know, 1 board or no board. I mean, 1 board is pretty much a full push-up. It's 1.5 inches off the ground. So it's pretty close. So 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, hitting that. The jump is pretty awesome. Athletes can also add weights to their body. So body weight plus chains if they're strong. A lot of the wrestlers in here are like really strong. I mean, even the baseball kids are too, where they will put chains on for this stuff just because they can blast through a 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 like it's a warm-up. So we make it a little harder by adding chains. Then this here is a great little conditioning circuit. Slam ball, slam 5 times, jump 5 hurdles, hit the bear crawl, repeat. In this gym, we're setting the hurdles back, so they're slamming directly behind the hurdle, slam, 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 then take 1 step forward into the hurdle jumps, boom, they hit all, then they'll run the rest of the distance, which ends up being like, you know, maybe 30 feet, right? So I tell them to just run at like 80%. Like don't go full effort sprint, but don't make it a jog. Like run to the wall and then a nice smooth bear crawl back. Repeat that 3 times. Rest periods on that, maybe about minute and a half, so they can really attack it. So it's a full attack. Like this is a fast thing, and then a nice rest to come back and crush it. We're always hitting the abs. So here we have planks. We're going left side, right side, front side, 30 seconds each position, then a 30-second rest for 3 rounds. And I finished all the workouts with some type of like cool down kind of mobility, or sneak in some extra like shoulder health. So you'll see that here. We're going alternating warrior lunge, meaning the normal warrior lunge, but without walking. We're just doing it in place, like right leg, warrior lunge, boom, push off, left leg, warrior lunge, boom, push off. So 10 total reps, a single leg floor touch. So it's basically like an RDL. You're pushing a single leg RDL. You're pushing 1 leg back while reaching way out, but then touching the ground. So you're kind of bending way over, and it gives you a nice stretch in the hamstring and forces some balance work. And then band dislocates for 10 reps, all right? The next day here, another full body workout, but here we're focusing on plyometric work. So we have plyo push-ups and lunge jumps. I am making sure they're not just shuffling their feet on the lunge jump, but they are focusing on height and acceleration. So it's only 2 reps per. We're not trying to make it like a conditioning drill. It's literally like explosive power. So 2 plyometric push-ups. It's not a lot, but if you focus on height, or you're really good at them, and you do like a behind the back clap or something where you get a lot of like air and hang time, you bang out 2 of them, then you go 2 lunge jumps per leg, and then you'll rest. A lot of times I'll tell the athletes for the rest, band pull-aparts, I'll sneak them in, like hit the 2 plyo exercises, band pull-aparts, repeat, or walk a lap, right? So you're not in your head and just sitting there, because like you can bang out 2, and if you don't kind of tell an athlete how to rest or recover, they'll just go right to it. 2 push-ups, two lunges each leg, 2 push-ups, 2 lunges each leg. And then you're kind of losing that like smaller rest period for the explosive power that we're trying to get on this plyometric work. Now I have on the meat of the workout here, a push and a pull. All right, so bench press, 4 sets of 12, working up in weight. The reason we're doing 12 reps is because we just came off a cycle of doing heavy work. And if I don't program in high repetitions, my athletes in this gym, and maybe because it's our like powerlifting influence, they always want to max out. Maybe because they're teenagers and they just like, I want to max out. How much you bench? How much can I bench? Like they're crazy. So I try to hold them back sometimes and force repetitions, right? Meaning do some higher rep work in the beginning of a workout. And any body weight pull would be rope climb, reclimb row. Sometimes we'll climb the rope, keep our feet on the ground, and work our hands up and down because they're like learning to rope climb. Like they can easily reclimb row, but they can't quite get up the rope the right way. So we work on it like that. Pull-ups, different types of pull-ups on the thick bar, the regular bar. We'll go chin-ups, hold the side of our power rack so it's kind of like a square hold. I love all that stuff. So I just show them any body weight pull. Now, the way I would do like a 2-week mini cycle of this is if an athlete comes in and does the 4 sets of 12 working up, we could do 2 weeks of dumbbells, 2 weeks of barbell. Or I could say, let's go dumbbells on week 1, let's go barbells on week 2, and then week 3, week 4, the next 2 weeks, we would modify this and say, instead of doing 12 reps, let's hit a set of 12, a set of 8, a set of 6, and another set of 6. So 6 being heavier than 12, but keeping them out of that like powerlifting, like 1 to 3 rep range. So I modify that based on the athlete. Some of these kids just need that extra time. So the 12 reps is like a nice change of pace and forces them to, just have a little more time under tension as opposed to like, grinding out or trying to lift those heavy weights. All right, push, pull. All right, then we're going down to a walking lunge, 3 sets, 5 per leg, and a ground to shoulder, 3 by 3. So I'm keeping the rep range the same, but I wanted to just make them think a little bit and have it change. So instead of having the simple math of 5 on the walking lunge and 5 on the ground to shoulder, I wanted them to realize like, hey, not everything is always the exact same. So 5 lunges, 3 ground to shoulder. It's just more of me just trying to make sure they're focusing on the workout. All right, walking lunge, 5 per leg. Now 5 is not a lot body weight. For some kids it is. For most it's not. So my athletes know, and if they don't, I just tell them in the moment when they're doing 5, if 5 is easy, let's add some weight. Chain around the neck, kettlebells in the rack. Let's hold a slam ball for like a Zercher carry or a sandbag. Like let's make that weighted, all right? Weighted walking lunges because it's only 5 as opposed to higher reps. Ground the shoulder, we've been doing it 3 different ways. Slam ball from the shoulder or from the ground to the top of the shoulder, slam it down, or slam ball from the ground over the shoulder, turn around and grab it, or I'll have them take the sandbag and kind of offset grip and clean it up, top of the shoulder, squat it down without putting it down, pick it back up, squat it back down. 3 per side. All right, now down here we got a step up with a single arm press, so a multi movement exercise. So we're not stepping up then pressing, or it's a combination exercise. So we're combining the step up and the single arm press. So as the left leg is on the box, they will have the dumbbell or kettlebell in the right hand, and as they step up, they're punching to the ceiling. So it's one motion. When the leg motion starts, the arm motion starts, and we're trying to get timing, so when the leg locks out, the arm is locked out. And I will often tell them, do the first set where the weight is opposite of the working leg. Next set, do weight same. Third set, your choice. If they've never done it before, I always tell them to do opposite. It just helps them stay a little more balanced. When it's same, there may be a balance problem. But we mix it up. Sneaking in some band pull-aparts. So we're getting another set of pulls, just really trying to keep the shoulders healthy, as I've learned from the underground all these years. Like band pull-aparts are always in here. Sometimes on rest periods, like I'll say, just do some band pull-aparts. Like, hey, hit a set. Do 10 band pull-aparts, go back to your next set. That way you're not in your head when you're resting. But here we go, they're programmed in. All right, sled drags, 2 sets of 150. This one has been fun for us, right? So we're using it as a conditioning drill. 150 foot. The way I've been getting it done, and I've seen good results with it, and what I really like is it's that conjugate, that mixing it up. So what we'll do is we'll put 3 different sleds out, a push sled with a lighter weight, a medium weight with the strap around our waist, and then a heavier weight with the straps in our hands going backwards, and we'll make it a medley. So push sled down, run back, forward sled around the waist, push, bring it down, run back, backward sled drag. Right, that's been a lot of fun because it keeps the athletes like engaged, like they're hustling, they're working. It becomes an awesome like conditioning medley. Other than that, if like we're real busy, what I'll do is just say like pick a moderate weight and go backwards for 50, go forwards for 50, and then go lateral for 50, or go backwards, forwards, push sled all in one set without running back and forth, just keeping on one sled. So all this stuff is dependent on how many people are in here. If it's packed, right, I take about 11 in this gym. It's 1,000 square feet. If it's packed and there's a lot of traffic, occupying this thing with 3 sleds running back and forth, it takes away room from other people to work. So you have to know your room, right? So I know how the room flows. I try to make sure that certain things don't cross with others while they're working out, so people aren't bumping into each other. But you know, stuff happens. Some kids take longer on one thing than another kid does, or somebody moves through something faster and they end up kind of bumping heads. So you got to organize, right? I keep it organized and say, yo, I know last week we did the 3 different sled medley. This week, just grab one sled, do it one sled for the 150 foot, and just go hard, right? I want them to move fast. All right, then we're always working grip, always working abs. I'm just kind of, sometimes I keep it like grip and ab, sometimes they tell me exactly what to do. So here I'm saying grip holds. So our grip holds could be rolling thunder, plate pinching, something where we're holding on, right? Rolling thunder, plate pinching, fat grip holds. I'll take a rag, wrap it around a kettlebell, and almost like hold it the same way you would a rolling thunder, but it's like a thin rag, and you got to really squeeze onto that for about 20 seconds. A way to incorporate this into the 2-week mini cycle is, you know, for the first 2 weeks, you do 20-second holds. For the next 2 weeks, just do a 20-second hold and then do another set working up in weight and see how heavy you can go to like lock out the rolling thunder for like a 1 or 2 count. All right, so we'll progress that way. Not all of our athletes need to progress that way. Some of them just need that 4 sets of 20 seconds so they can really build that conditioning of grip work. Same with the abs. We're going to do just like a 6-inch hold. 20 seconds could be a lot for some of our athletes. 20 seconds could be like a joke. So we'll do like 6 inches, keeping our abs engaged. So like we're laying on our back and we're looking into our abs. You do that and you feel your abs engage. Legs come up 6 inches or so, and then we'll put a chain on the leg and try to hold that. It's pretty powerful. We really enjoy doing that. It's kind of like a love-hate because it burns and it really activates the entire abdominal area. And 6A, 6B is our cool down. This is a Spider-Man step. So we're just stepping, holding the top of a push-up plank. We're stepping forward, getting our foot past our hand, hold it for a 2 count, come bring the leg back. So step back. So that's the Spider-Man step. Then step back, sneaking in a push-up before you switch sides. The push-up is really just to sneak in some extra pushing motions. This is a great stretch and a great cool down. And then a sit-up reach through. We do them all the time. We do them in our warm-up. We do them down here at the end. We'll do them throughout the workout. It's literally just a lying straight leg sit-up where your arms are extended like this while you're lying on the ground. So you're trying to get the stretch through your shoulders and lats. A lot of times athletes will be locked up, so their arms can't even like touch the ground when they're straight. So we work on that. We pull our arms back, knuckles touch the ground, long arms, and then do a regular sit-up reaching through the middle of the legs or reaching to the right, reaching to the left, 10 reps. All right, that's these 2 workouts. There's 2 more going down the list. Let me show them to you. Bear with me, man. Here we go. Here's the next 2. Boom. All right. Continuing on, full body work, right? This is a full body month. So on this one, we are starting off with any jump, battle rope circles. So any jump for 5 reps. So I'm letting them pick. So if they don't know, I'll pick it for them and I'll tell them, you know, do a power skip, jump over a hurdle or a keg, like jump over an object. Let's do a one-legged bounding jump, right? Skier jumps, skater jumps. We'll mix that up. Battle rope circles, so we're gonna jump and then do some upper body conditioning. So we're getting our heart rate accelerated while working on some shoulder health, hitting the circles. I often like the circles to be in to out. So we're opening up instead of closing off, we're thinking open up. So battle rope circles have been a great thing for us. The squats, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, coupled with the box jump. So we're hitting that contrast method. As we're working up in weight and it's getting heavier, we're maintaining explosive power on the box jump. All right, so 10-8-6-4-2 could be goblet squats, could be Zercher squats, kettlebell rack squats, regular barbell back squats, front squats. I've been having a lot of athletes do them as front squats. So first set of 10, elbows high, just the bar. And you know, if they're learning the front squat, do 10 reps with the bar. Oh God, coach, it feels so awkward. But by the time they get to the 6-4-2, they're feeling better about it. So it's the 10-8-6-4-2 is kind of breaking them into that uncomfort position that they might complain about for the front squat. All right, couple with the jump. Contrast method. Single arm press, so we're just doing an overhead press. I don't always like, lying down like bench press and floor press. We'll also do some overhead. The one arm press keeps us from going like super heavy and lets us concentrate on one side. So 5 per side on the single arm press. Sometimes I'll tell them a kettlebell, dumbbell, or fat grip. Right? Close push-ups, just so we're mixing up our hand position. I'd never get away too far away from body weight work, whether it's body weight stuff, calisthenics in our warm-up, or put into the bulk of a workout. Like body weight has always been a big, powerful thing for us. It keeps us connected with how we move instead of just powerlifting. All right, so close push-ups, 3 sets of 15. Not everybody can do a close push-up, and I don't always mean a close as a diamond. I often tell them, like, establish your normal hand position and then come in an inch or two. Small adjustments are good until you get comfortable. I don't need them to like really crank on their wrists too much. Weighted reverse lunge, 3, 5 per side. Kettlebell swings, 3 sets of 10. So we're just stepping back, holding weight in various positions. Kettlebell swing, 10 reps. Here we go, more band pull-aparts. They're snuck right in on top of an ab exercise. V-up sit-ups. Not a lot of these guys can do V-up sit-ups because they're having a hard time with the coordination. So we'll do like a jackknife sit-up, or we'll do like an in and out sit-up, so you're knee tucking while coming towards your ankles. I like them because it's, I know people like to say like, get away from sit-ups, but you know what? Like, we do a lot of core or trunk, core, like people like to say. We do a lot of that trunk stability with our carries, with our one-arm carries and our planks, and we work on that. So I'm not afraid to put in traditional old-fashioned sit-ups and sit-up variations. We work our abs, both the trunk and the six-pack, all right? But not everybody's walking around with a six-pack, but it feels good when you get that burn in the abs. Plus, V-ups are awesome for coordination. Then a nice conditioning drill here with bear crawls, followed with hammer curls and triceps, 2 rounds. A lot of times for like the 2-week mini cycle, right? We'll go 2 weeks, 2 rounds, week 3, 3 rounds. So 2 rounds on week 1, 2 rounds on week 2, week 3, 3 rounds, and try to go 4 rounds on the end, or double the reps. I'll say, hey, instead of doing 12, let's go 24 reps. Let's get that burn in the triceps. Extra tricep work never hurts anybody, right? Reverse warrior lunge. So we're still working on the rotation. This time it's a reverse lunge, 5 per side. A single leg floor bridge. We do them in the warm up. We do them as a cool down. And then band face pulls, getting in that extra pull. Good stuff. I'm really proud of this one. This is a great workout. And then coming over here to the last one, right over here, any object jump, 8 doubles. So I'm trying to make sure they're jumping over something in various positions, lateral jumps, forward jumps, knee tuck jumps, one-legged jump, and I'm forcing them to only do 2, right? Because they'll just go two reps for them would just be like jump, 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 jump. And I'm like, that's 16 reps. You didn't do 8 sets of 2. So I force them to do 2 so they can maintain explosive power, and it gets them to slow down a little bit in between. So it's jump 2, walk a lap. Jump 2, band pull-aparts. Jump 2, hit an ab exercise. Jump 2, do a few push-ups. Do some active rest in between. Walking a lap has been pretty awesome. Like, just do 2 jumps, walk around the room, boom, right back to the 2. So they know as they walk back to the object, they're jumping it. All right, so that's been fun. One arm clean and press, 4 sets, 3 per side. 3 on the left, 3 on the right. Not coupled with anything, so we can focus on the technique. Athletes that are strong will work up in weight and go heavy. Athletes that need that technique work, we're going moderate weight or moderate to light. I find if they're too light, they can easily do them wrong. So you kind of need that balance of a heavy enough weight that you know when you're like doing it wrong and curling, as opposed to like pulling up the middle and zippering the jacket. So one arm clean and press. Now, I will also have our athletes work on regular cleans then. So some of these guys need to learn and work on cleans, and they've been doing a lot of kettlebell cleans. So I'll say, hey, why don't you this week, one arm clean and press, Next week, let's just take the bar, get it on the floor, and we'll work on our hand cleans. We'll do a high catch, like a high receive up top, or we'll do a full clean. I'll work on teaching them. I haven't really been doing, in all transparency, a lot of barbell cleans because it's not something that like I personally have done a lot. I learned from the Travis MASH certification, taught me a lot about them, and I've really been incorporating like front squats and jump shrugs and things like that to kind of build the athletes into it. I am seeing in my gym that their school coach, which is usually the sport coach, not a strength coach, but the sport coach is forcing them to do cleans, and I asked them to show me how they're doing it, and I have yet to see an athlete in here really do them with a decent technique, let alone pretty good technique. It's like maybe 1 in every 10 that are like doing cleans. It's like they meet at school, they have to do a clean max. Like they've never done one before. It's like find out your max, and like clearly there's no like progression to it. A lot of the athletes aren't ready for cleans. So I'm seeing my necessity, the need for me to start teaching them. So that way when they get to school, they have the right idea on how to do them. So that way, you know, I'll teach them in here. They can bring the skill that they learned and do them at school. And then I'll work around them, right? So when their sport coach has them doing that in the weight room, their cleans, they can come in here and either reinforce technique, or their technique's decent enough and they'll get their cleans at school, and we'll do the other stuff here like a one-arm clean and press. All right, so moving on, heavy carry coupled with body weight lunge. So heavy carry for 50 foot. So earlier in the week, we're doing 150 foot. Now we're doing 50 foot. So that's why I'm writing the word heavy, and it's all in capitals. We want that to be hard, to try to go 50 foot with a weight that is very challenging, that you almost think you're going to drop it by the time you get to the end. Now, I'm not letting them drop it, and I'm telling them to hold on to it, but I need them to push themselves. So if I don't write the word heavy, I'll look over at a kid, and he'll be holding kettlebells like he's walking in the park, having a nice, you know, cool afternoon. So I'm like, no, we got to step it up. So we'll go heavy farmer handles, heavy dumbbells. We will push that. Heavy slam balls. We'll turn it into a medley, right? Do 2 exercises for 50 foot each. Right? So 2 objects, and that gets 2 sets done right away. Then they'll hit 20 reps on that. So body weight lunge, forward into reverse, alternating legs, mix up how you do the reps. They don't have to just like go all left and all right. They can alternate or do 5 left and 5 right, then back to 5 left and back to 5 right, or they'll go 5 forward, 5 reverse. They all kind of know how to do that, or I'll go over to the athlete and say, hey, next set, do it this way. So my program has always been coached. It's always dynamic. So I change what they need or what they're doing, or make the little tweaks or the modifications in the moment, in the day, how based on what the athlete needs. And it could be what they need mentally because they're kind of just like bored with something, or you know, their mind always needs to change, or I'll say, hey, just keep it this way. And they'll only do it one way because they either A, need to reinforce their technique, or their mind will drift if they don't just have it like one specific way. So you got to know your athletes. Moving on, weighted push-ups, 5x5, pull-ups or band pull-downs. I got athletes that can't do pull-ups, so we do a lot of recline rows and stuff like that to try to build it. But sometimes I'll just take a band, throw it around a pull-up bar, and have them do like lat pull-downs. So they're kind of pulling into that motion. They're learning the motion of the pull-up, and you know, lat pull-downs are always good. You know, a little bit of that stuff never hurts. Now, when they're doing the band pull-downs, I'll often tell them to double the reps. So 5 pull-ups is cool, but band pull-downs, 5's probably not enough, so we'll oftentimes go 10. If 5 pull-ups are easy, we're adding weight. Right? We're doing weighted pull-ups, and then we're coupling that with a jump rope. So we're getting the heart rate up, about 30 jumps. So 5 rounds of that, weighted push-ups, pull-ups, jump rope, to try to do the jump rope and then come right back around to the push-up when you're exhausted. Heart's beating, sweat's pumping. It's a great feeling. Our wrestlers actually really love that. Then we got wrist curls, working grip. I'll work grip in the hand. I'll work grip on the forearm. So we're doing some wrist curls for about 20 reps. Get up, sit-ups, which I actually learned from you, Zach, a long time ago, and we love them, right? So arms up, boom, hitting that get up, sit up, 5 reps per side. I tell the athletes a lot to pause. So first rep, 1 second pause at the top. Second rep, 2 second pause at the top. Third rep, 3 second pause, and so on. And then switch hands, back to the 1 second, 2 second. Pretty fun. Here's a nice little like conditioning drill to finish. before we hit our cool down. So I'll set up like 3 cones and we'll just do a basic shuttle run about 12 feet apart. Sometimes we do them outside, sometimes we do them inside. So we're hitting a shuttle run with a 100-foot sprint. So to be able to do like, you know, speed work, right? Shuttle run, change of direction, and a sprint at the end, is it always like the way it's supposed to be? Like this stuff should be first. Well, we're doing that explosive stuff up top and we're putting this stuff down here because athletes need in sports to still be able to be agile, be strong, have explosive power later in a game, in overtime, later in a match. They still need to be able to tap into that skill. So we're going to put it down towards the end as well. And I don't expect them to be as powerful down here as they would be up there, but that's the point. That's why we mix it up. That's why sometimes our carries are on the top, sometimes our carries are on the bottom, sometimes our shuttle runs and stuff like that and our cone work and hurdle work is on top. Sometimes it's in the middle or at the end because you gotta mix it up so the athletes are kind of ready for anything that's in sport play. All right, then here's our last cool down, a reverse lunge with a lateral lean. So we're stepping back, letting our knee rest on the ground and twisting over the side, getting a nice deep stretch through, back to the middle, doing it very controlled 5 per side. And then another floor bridge. This is all just body weight. It's like the other one, the single leg. So floor bridge with a pullover. So we're just pulling our shoulders through while doing the bridge. And when our glute bridge is up, our hands are on the ground. And then as we go down with our hips, our shoulders go long behind us, getting a nice stretch and just movement through the shoulder. And that about wraps it up for this month. This is how we did it in June. Coming up in July, I will change it and I will then force in changes. So like, for example, if it's a squat day next month, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it very like conjugate style. It'll be a Zercher squat week 1, and then it'll be a close stand squat week 2, and then it may be a box squat week 3, and then any choice squat or goblet squat or rack squat, kettlebell rack squat or front squat. Like I will oftentimes program in the changes. Not every athlete's ready for the changes. So when they look up on their workout board, hey, what do I got? Oh, I'm not doing a box squat with a barbell. I'll say, hey, let's learn the box squat with a kettlebell, or let's just stick with the goblet squat, no box. Like I'll make the modifications. So hopefully, you know, you can get the vibe of what's going on. Everything's dynamic. I'm always making the changes. I'm proud of these workouts that we did because I've been seeing how much better our athletes move. And, you know, if you need to see, you know, next month and how I write it up, just let me know. I will gladly make a video for that, man. Cool. See ya.